What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Wednesday. Getting into this video, I wanted to give my thoughts on the new Halloween movie because I've seen the trailer like 100 times, literally, since it dropped a few days ago, and I haven't been able to stop watching the trailer. I've been watching other people's reactions to the trailer and stuff like that. Um, it's fucking amazing. I will say that. Anybody who knows me know I'm a huge horror movie fan. I love horror movies way more than any other genre of movies. Like I watch comedy movies, I watch mystery and thrillers and dramas and stuff like that, but nothing interests me more than horror movies. I love horror movies. Um and when I seen the new trailer for Halloween, I was in amazement. I'm gonna tell you that right now. The trailer was hot. October 19th. I can't wait. Um, the new movie. I've seen some people's reaction to the trailer, like I said, and some people were saying, this movie is nothing different than what they seen before. Is what they were saying. And my whole thing about that is I get it, but I kind of feel that same way about new movies. Like the new modern day horror movies that come out nowadays, this new generation of horror movies. When I watch Insidious and The Conjuring, don't get me wrong, those are pretty dope movies. I love those movies, don't get me wrong. But when you watch them, there's so many paranormal movies coming out. It's like they're all the same to me because they all got ghosts and spirits and there's nothing wrong with that, but you've seen one, you kind of seen them all in a way. But they're still dope though. They're still pretty good movies, and I still watch them. Because every movie, yeah, it's kind of the same genre, but every movie that's the same has a different, it adds something different to the movie than what you normally would see. If that makes any sense to you. Um, but I feel like this movie though, it's modern, especially from what I've seen from the trailer. It's definitely up to date. It's modern, but it's a mixture though. It's old school, new school mixed into one. And it's so great how John Carpenter, Jamie Lee Curtis, they're back. This is something I've been waiting for a long time. I've been waiting for Jamie Lee Curtis and John Carpenter to partner up again to do another Halloween. This is what I've been waiting for, especially John Carpenter. It's been too damn long. This is John Carpenter's first Halloween involvement since him being involved in a Halloween franchise since Halloween 2 of 1981. So he's been going for a long time from the franchise, and it's great to have him back, man. Jamie Lee Curtis, she was so badass in the trailer, and I expected nothing else. I expected nothing less from her when I seen this trailer. Because it reminded me of how her character was in Halloween H2O. She was badass in that movie too. She was fearless. She when she kicked the window and grabbed that axe and she was yelling for Michael and stuff like that. This is, and they carried that on to this movie, and I like that. How her character has evolved over the years. She's not hiding no more. She ain't afraid. She's badass. She's ready to kill this son of a bitch once and for all. Um, from what I've been told, it's the final showdown between Laurie and Michael. Um, I know some people from the reactions I've seen, some people were upset because they got rid of the whole Michael and Laurie Strode being brother and sister. But you have to understand something. John Carpenter never wanted Michael Myers and Laurie Strode to be brother and sister. It was never written in the original Halloween if you watch 1978. They never wrote that in there. Basically, the way 1978 was, he was just killing babysitters and killing people for no reason. There was no backstory to it. You know what I mean? There was no real backstory to it. But the production company, the movie companies and stuff like that, I guess Miramax, whoever had the rights to it at the time, they kept urging John Carpenter to make a sequel to the 1978. So when he made the sequel, that's when he added in Michael and Laurie being brother and sister. He never wanted to do it though. So with this movie, I'm happy that they finally are doing it the way John Carpenter envisioned doing it, where they got rid of the whole brother sister aspect of it. because I feel like once all these other Halloweens came out, they just kept adding more and more backstory onto Michael Myers, and that's what I hate about horror movies with serial killers. Because I love horror movies with serial killers when the serial killers kill for no reason. Like they literally have no background. Like when we watch Candyman, when we watch, what's that movie? Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Leatherface. When we watch movies like that, they didn't have a background. Candyman didn't have a background in the first movie. It was just his background was if you call his name 5 times in the mirror, kind of like Bloody Mary, he just pops up and slits your throat. There was really no background to it. But in Candyman 2 and 3, they gave him a family. He was basically trying to kill his family, whatever living relative he had, so that way he could destroy himself at midnight on Ash Wednesday or whatever it was. And that's what I always hated. Like when they give somebody a background because it takes the mystique away from that person. It takes that mysterious away from them. And I love a serial killer who is creepy and has mystery to them. It makes it more interesting that way. And that's what I loved about Halloween 1978. Michael Myers, he was just killing motherfuckers just to kill them. He didn't care who you was, he was killing you. There was no reason, no rhyme or reason to it. That's what kind of pissed me off with the sequels. I don't get me wrong, I like the sequels, but they just kept at every sequel they added more and more layers to it. I'm like, nah, you're missing the vision of this. Like, stop adding so many damn parts to this thing and just let it flow. Let them be mysterious. Let them be creepy. It adds to it. You know what I mean? It makes it funner that way when we don't know why they're doing what they're doing. Um, and you know, the thing is, I've watched every Halloween movie. The only movie I think I didn't watch fully was Halloween 3, Seasons of the Witch. I watched the first half an hour of that movie, and the first time I ever watched that movie was 2002. Was the first time I ever watched Halloween 3, and that was 16 years ago. So I was probably like 9 years old when I first watched that movie. And I watched it for the first half an hour. I literally turned it off because I thought it was about Michael Myers. I thought it was about Michael Myers, but I'm like, oh, it's not about Michael Myers. Oh, I clicked the channel. I just turned it. Um, but the rest of them I did watch. Halloween 6 I felt was a good movie because of Donald Pleasance, but I didn't like the script. I did not like the storyline for Halloween 6 because I wasn't a fan of that whole cult thing. They were trying to say, oh, Michael Myers, he's cursed, he's this. Oh, it's the curse of Thorn or whatever the hell they were calling it. I felt like that was such stupid, lazy writing. I felt like that was just dumb to do it that way. Speaking of Donald Pleasance, may he rest in peace. God bless his soul. That man right there made me love Halloween even more. I'm gonna tell you that right now. There is no Halloween without Donald Pleasance. No Halloween. You couldn't have a Halloween movie without Dr. Loomis. You couldn't. And when I watched Rob Zombie's version of Halloween, and what's the guy named Malcolm McDowell or McDonald, whatever his name is, he played Dr. Loomis in the Rob Zombie movies. I was not impressed with his version of Dr. Loomis. I was not because nobody can play Dr. Loomis like fucking Donald Pleasance. When I tell you, I've never seen that many actors. There's not many actors in the game who put that much passion into their character, into the character they play. Donald Pleasance put so much passion into Dr. Loomis, it frightened me as a child. Like, I had goosebumps watching Halloween with Donald Pleasance. Goosebumps. He was so passionate about it. He was, and I watched the interview that he did a long time ago where he said that one of the reasons he took the part of Dr. Loomis was because this was his chance to finally play a good guy in a movie. Because a lot of the other movies, I think The Voyage and all those other movies that he played in, he played a bad guy. And that's the only roles that he could get at the time were bad guy roles. Nobody would hire him for a good guy. And he said the ironic part was when he got the Dr. Loomis part, everybody kept calling him to play a good guy role because they saw his performance as Dr. Loomis. Um, and like I said, man, you just can't have another Dr. Loomis. He was just so damn passionate about it. He made the movie even more funner, creepier. He made it more legit. You know what I mean? Like I love that movie already, but with Donald Pleasance in it, that was a brilliant move to get Donald Pleasance to get in that movie. Brilliant, brilliant. It was so smart. It added to the creep factor. It added to the movie. You know what I mean? And you can't talk about Halloween without bringing up Donald Pleasance. You can't. You can't. You can't. He was a major player in that movie. And that's what brings me to Laurie Strode. I feel like Laurie Strode, when I watch the trailer for the new Halloween movie that's coming out this year, I feel like they were setting her up to be the new Dr. Loomis. I even kind of felt like that in Halloween 6 with Tommy Doyle. I felt like, because, they understand Michael the way Dr. Loomis understood Michael. They talked about Michael the same way Dr. Loomis talks about Michael. Even in the trailer, when I watched it, Laurie was talking about Michael Myers the same way Dr. Loomis used to talk about him. Like where she told the reporter, "Do you believe in the boogeyman?" And he said no. She said, "You should." That's something Dr. Loomis would do. He would say that. Um, he was totally transparent when it came to Michael Myers. And I felt like Tommy Doyle at Halloween 6, it kind of seemed like they were setting Tommy Doyle up to take on, to be a younger Dr. Loomis because he understood Michael. If you understand Michael and you understand his psyche and stuff like that, you're on the level of Dr. Loomis. I mean, there could never be another Dr. Loomis, but they're setting you up to become that. And that's part of the reason why I'm loving this new movie. Um, I hope after this movie they continue it. I know some people were, cracking on, Jamie Lee Curtis because of her age and because of Michael Myers' age. But they still look good though. You know what I mean? Like people were cracking because Michael Myers is supposed to be 61 years old or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but a 60-year-old can still move around. You know what I mean? He can still move. He still got muscle. He can still walk. Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah, she's up there in age, but she's still badass. She can still play the role. And she looked good. Jamie Lee Curtis definitely looked good, and you can't have Halloween without Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm just saying, you can't. But this movie looks so badass, like, and I love how this movie also, even though they're ignoring all the sequels, like they're ignoring Halloween 2, Halloween 3, obviously, Halloween 4, 5, 6, 7. They're ignoring all these other Halloween movies, but also they're paying homage. They're paying homage to all these other movies. Like the bathroom scene in the trailer with the reporter and Michael came into the bathroom. That was a scene from Halloween H2O with the mother and the daughter. And remember, he stole her car and stuff like that. He took her purse and took the car keys out. Um, Another one was the gas station scene where the guy was killed in the gas station and the other reporter came in there. That was from, I believe, Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers. Because remember the gas station scene and the diner scene and stuff like that, where Dr. Loomis went there to get his gas and Michael had killed the people? That was taken from that. So it's a lot of little references from the other movies in there. So I love that he's at least, John Carpenter and the rest of the guys are paying homage to those other movies, even though they're ignoring them. But they do know that those other movies are a part of the franchise. They kept the franchise going, so they have to somewhat pay homage to them, even though they're ignoring them. But I do agree with the fact that they are ignoring them, because I do like that fact. Because the timeline, if they didn't ignore it, then the timeline would be all over the place. You would have to explain so many characters that are not there. Like Laurie Strode, she had two children. She had John. She had Jamie. I think ignoring all that, it opens up the gates to where, you could do it fresh. From 40 years later, you could be fresh and you don't have to keep explaining all this, that, and the third. What happened to this person? What happened to that person? People asking questions about her other kids because she has a new daughter played by Judy Greer and a granddaughter. So people are going to ask about, certain people. So I think it's brilliant that they just ignored all that because we don't need all of that right now. We don't. It's just way too much confusion had they incorporated all the damn sequels into this movie. It would have been way too much. So I'm glad they scaled back on that. And I love how, John Carpenter, like I say, he's bringing the creepiness back to Michael Myers, the mystique. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I fell in love with in the first movie, that mysteriousness of him. You know what I mean? He was known as the Shape. And that's what John Carpenter wants to get back to. And I love it. Um, Danielle Harris, I did hear that Danielle Harris called up the studio when she heard that they were making this movie because she heard that Laurie Strode was gonna have a daughter in the movie. She wanted to come back and play the daughter, and I guess the studio wasn't interested or whatever in it. I mean, it would have been cool to see Danielle Harris in this movie, but at the end of the day, it's all about being fresh and about keeping it fresh. You don't really want people who played in the sequels and stuff and have to, like I said, have to explain all that. So it's like, I'm glad that they're doing it this way. But yeah, October 19th cannot get here fast enough. I will personally be up in the movie theater watching with my popcorn. I'm buying my tickets early because I do like to have my reserved seat at the movie theater. This is highly anticipated. I think this is probably the most anticipated movie of 2018, and I can't wait to see it. Let me know how y'all feel in the comment section, and I'll see all y'all later. Have a great night. Peace.